This week on Kayak Bassing, Chad Hoover is joined by his longtime friend and fellow Hook 1 pro angler Craig Dye on the Cumberland River in Nashville, Tennessee. The plan is to cover a 7-mile stretch of water with hopes of finding some big smallies and largemouth along the way.
Just hooked up for a local fishing trip, one of our favorite spots to fish. Ironically enough, we've never fished this spot together. We launched at Shelby Bottoms Park. We're fishing up current. We're gonna work our way up into Mill Creek, find out if the smallmouth are stacked up in there, and then we're gonna make the paddle back pretty much in the shadow of downtown Nashville. So this is urban kayak fishing, Cumberland River, Nashville, Tennessee. Beautiful scenery, and this river holds some gorilla smallmouth. We're gonna see if we can find one today. Man, whatever they had pinned in with that cage, that cage didn't do the job. That means whatever was in there is out here now.
That's creepy, man.
It is kind of cool, creepy and weird. It'd be like where Jimmy Hoffa's at.
So we're fishing the Cumberland River today, and something I like about it so much is it honestly doesn't get a lot of pressure. And you know, you would think it would, but maybe it being close to downtown, people don't think the fishing's great, but you can catch a lot of smallmouth, you catch a lot of big smallmouth. I mean, it's a great time. And the other good thing is, I mean, if you don't like fishing these main rivers, there's small creeks and there's little cut-ins. I mean, you can just go out here and throw at wood, throw at rock, throw at brush piles. And I mean, even throwing a buzzbait all day is one of the best bites out here. So it's one of my favorite places to fish, and hopefully me and Chad can figure them out today. Hey, I'm gonna go up ahead a little bit and throw a shaky head, try to figure out what they're doing.
One good thing about fishing with a buddy is you can tag team them. So Craig decided to push ahead and fish a shaky head and do some pinpoint fishing, and I'm gonna do some searching, and we're gonna figure out what the fish are doing. Then both of us will switch to that, and we'll put more fish in the boat, both together and individually. So tag teaming sometimes can be a good thing, especially if you're looking for fish. I personally like to fish by myself if I'm trying to find really big fish in areas that I know very well. But when you're doing this run and gun style fishing like we're doing today, having a buddy help you dissect the fishery is a great way to catch more fish.
I just missed a little one, I think.
One of the cool things about fishing in Nashville is it's close to my house. But the great thing about it is it's exceptional smallmouth fishing, and the Cumberland River is known as a great smallmouth fishery, and there's some really good largemouth in here too, and big catfish, but most folks don't concentrate on the downtown Nashville area. So, I mean, 95% of the time I've got the water to myself out here, so it's kind of like a hidden gem right in the shadow of the skyline of downtown, and very underrated, underappreciated fishery. So we're gonna see if we can find a big girl today.
Sometimes when the water's this calm, it fishes just like a lake out here. But, if they're pushing a lot of water out of the dam from Old Hickory, if it's running too fast, you can always drop a vehicle, downriver and float to it like we're doing today, and, kind of take your time and fish all the good eddies and the good creeks. So, usually any condition you can catch fish out here.
What a lot of folks don't think about is that when you see what's going on above the water, pretty much that same thing is going on below the water. So all these little shelves that stick out and these little pieces, that same thing is duplicated below. So if you'll throw a bait up there and let it fall off, sometimes it'll land on one of them ledges and you pull it off, and as soon as it clears that ledge, there's a smallmouth laying up under it and they come out and grab it. And for me, what's cool is throwing a bait up there and hopping it, and it falls off and you feel it falling, but you never feel it touch anything else. And then you kind of know, all right, something's there, and you set the hook, and it's that sixth sense kind of thing. God, that's freaking awesome.
Well, I mean, if you look on the bank, I mean, there's thousands of places that fish could be hiding, and it's the same underneath the water. And
it's cool to see it this low. I've been up here quite a few times. I've never seen the water this low, so there's a lot of stuff sticking out of the water that I've probably fished before and didn't realize that's what it looked like. And so, anytime the water's lower, the fish are more concentrated and should be easier to catch. Of course, today that ain't proven to be the case.
We better figure it out.
We'll get them.
Yeah. The wind picked up, so I picked up this War Eagle spinnerbait right here, and this little guy crushed it. Not huge, but man, look at the belly on that thing. So hopefully we can find a little bit bigger one, but they're a lot of fun, that's for sure. See you, buddy. Thank you. All right, we're in the smallmouth fight. I'm gonna keep throwing the spinner bait. Maybe we can get some more. Just got this little guy. The riprap's straight for a real long time over there, and all of a sudden you can see right here where it kind of comes in, and the current's coming this way, so you can't really see. There's not much current right now, but it creates an eddy right there, and this fish was sitting right in that spot. He just hammered this little worm here. So beautiful fish though. Got the black outside of the fins and black spots on the bottom, but this is your average Cumberland smallmouth, and you know, there's some really strong fighters, so hopefully we can find us one about twice that size. See you, buddy. Whew, he was ready to go. All right, we're about halfway between Shelby and downtown. The smallmouth fight is picking up. Let's see if we can get a big one. One of my favorite things about fishing the Cumberland is you get fish structures like this, you know, along with barges, and there's a lot of riprap, there's a lot of docks, you know, docks downtown, those concrete docks, and it's just something about it. I don't know, I mean, you know, when you're fishing stuff like this compared to a log or tree or anything, it's really all the same. I mean, you might wonder how to fish this, but you fish it just like you would a lay down, and the fish are going to be attracted to it just like they would, you know, on Old Hickory or Percy Priest, so, or any lake. To me, it's just cooler to fish because it's, you know, watch steel pipe in the ground, you know?
Well, we got about 30-mile-an-hour winds today, so it's making fishing the river a little bit difficult, and got a front moving in which should have turned the bite on, but we haven't found the big fish yet. However, this scenery is really cool. Being able to come to a metro area and fish downtown and catch fish and talk to people on the bank and see tourists and see some of the, you know, popular sites of Nashville. Nissan Stadium right over my shoulder is just really cool. Sometimes during the summer, I'll be down here fishing and they'll have concerts up on the lawn, so you get like a free country music concert while you're out here fishing. So, you know, if you come to Nashville, look up the bridge building, and there's a launch right at the bridge building. You can paddle upriver and float back down, or you can just hang out in the local area and catch fish. Give me a call, I'll come hook up and we'll go fishing, and you can buy me a beer later.
Downtown Nashville, baby. See ya. There we go. That's pretty cool. I love it. I just love it.